Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Coffee with Katie. I have my Starbucks Year of the Snake mug. Isn't she adorable? Today's video is going to be a book tag that was done, I believe, a very long time ago. But I just discovered it from Jessie the Reader's page. This was like 10 years ago, which is so funny. But it's called the Coffee book tag. And you know that I have to do that. So we're gonna do that today. Especially because I've been filming a bookshelf tour and a book haul and just a lot of things. This is a little bit of a slower pace, so let's just get into it. The first question prompt is black coffee. Name a book that is hard to get into but has a hardcore fandom. And honestly, I wish I could be creative and come up with another one. And honestly, I did think of two, but the first one that immediately comes to mind is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Like, it was really hard for me to get into, but the fandom will just die for this series. Like, the fandom is so intense, so dedicated. Like, they will do anything. This is the only Throne of Glass book I have that's not like, I guess I have the special edition of the first one because I didn't know at the time that I wasn't gonna like it. But this is I got this on a whim, thinking this is where everyone says it changes and turns around for people, and it did for me. This is what got me kind of like more invested, but still, I don't understand the complete hype for this series. But people love it, and the fandom is like ride or die. This is their favorite, so I think this one. And then another one that came to mind was actually Red Rising because it takes a minute. Like, so you read the synopsis of the book, right, the summary of the book before you pick it up, and then you read it, and then when it's a long time before you even like sort of get past the synopsis, and then you don't have any like end goal in sight, that's what kind of took me a while. It wasn't because the story was like boring or bad. It wasn't, because I liked it, but it was just like, where is this going? How is this going to be resolved? There's 3 books, and it took me a minute to get into it because of that, even though I love Severo. 2 is Peppermint Mocha. Name a book that gets more popular during the holiday season. During holiday seasons. Honestly, the first one that came to mind, I don't even know if this is completely true, because I feel like Christmassy books always get more popular around Christmas time, right? But I did think of this one, and I think if I was a seasonal reader, if I wanted to read something that matched the season I was in, and it was winter and holidays, I would want to pick up A Court of Frost and Starlight during the winter season. So I think I'm gonna go with this one, because it's just like a little, I describe it as like when you're watching a sitcom like Schitt's Creek or something, and they have that holiday episode, that Thanksgiving episode, that Christmas episode. That's what I consider this in this book series. It's like a lighthearted, cutesy holiday special episode. And I think, therefore, people would read this more during that time, if they really thought about it and looked into it. Question 3 is hot chocolate for the non-coffee drinkers. What's your favorite children's book? I think Harry Potter has to be the answer for me, because it's a series that you kind of grow up with, right? And I really, really like that series. But another one that came to mind that I feel like isn't as, that I've experienced so far, because I haven't finished the series, but stays kind of in the same age range, at least for now, is Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I actually really love this book. This one would probably be the top, because I know Harry Potter is middle grade, and this is also middle grade, but Harry Potter seems more mature to me, or like it matures as it goes. But this is just absolutely middle grade, and I love this so much. It blew me away. It was so fun. I loved it. It's magical, it's whimsical, it's hilarious. It's also got some like dark elements. So I absolutely love Nevermore, so I think I would go with this. Question 4 is Double Shot Espresso. Name a book that kept you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. I have to go with Silver Cloak by L.K. Stephen. This was a book that I opened it, and from the first couple pages was captivated. The opening is amazing, and it just doesn't let you go. So it opens up, and then you hear about this issue and this tragedy and this thing that happens, and then one of the characters is an adult. It like flash forwards to the character being an adult and her journey, and it's just you're just constantly on edge, because the main character has a secret and you're just waiting for it to be discovered, and then when it gets discovered, it launches into another plot point that is super dangerous and secretive, and it's just like constantly that the entire book. Yeah, there's ebbs and flows with the pacing and stuff like that, like any book is, but it's just so tense, and you're so invested, and you're so like on edge, wondering what's gonna happen, how it's gonna resolve, if she's gonna be found out, when it's gonna happen. It's just so tense and amazing. This is an amazing book. It's a 5-star read. I try to get people to read it if they haven't read it, because it's just so amazing. This one, absolutely. I remember screaming at one point, like going, no! And then there was another point where I was just like, ah! Like, I was just so emotionally invested in this, and I am not prepared for Turncloak that comes out in September, but I am very excited. But this one, absolutely. Double shot of espresso. Question 5 is Starbucks. Name a book that you see everywhere. I have to go with, and I don't have a physical copy, Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. I see this book everywhere. I've also read the first one, but I see it everywhere because it just kind of became a phenomenon. It like blew up, became really beloved, became really popular, became a bestseller, and now I just feel like I see stuff everywhere. I see t-shirts, I see the book in any bookstore. It's just like in your face. They also rebranded the cover so that they're like neon. So it's in your face. It draws the eye also. But I see that book everywhere I go. Or I see something related to it everywhere I go. Not that it's not deserved, but it's just there. It's just there. Question 6 is a hipster coffee shop. Give a book by an indie author a shout out. I bet you could guess. Please guess as I go to get it off of the shelf. All right, who guessed it? Who guessed Welcome to Fake Cafe by Jennifer Kropp? I think technically this isn't necessarily indie published anymore, but she was at one point. And I have talked about this book so many times on my channel. I love this book. It's fantastic. It's got adventure, it's got danger, it's got hilarity, it's got a little bit of coziness, parts that just like warm your heart. It's got fae, it's got coffee, it's got coziness, it's got fae that are kind of stupid when it comes to the mortal world. It's got assassins, people falling in love. I remember picking this up on a whim and thinking, this sounds really funny and really good. I haven't stopped thinking about it since, I don't think. It's just amazing. I loved this book so much. If you like fae coffee shop type stories, but it's less on the cozy side, more on the adventurous assassin side, pick it up. There's a prince that is an assassin, and he's got a band of assassins, and he's sent into the mortal world because this girl accidentally broke some fairy law, and she has no idea. And she's just trying to run a coffee shop. They're trying to kill her and thwart her, but she kind of like finds little ways around it along the way to keep herself safe and to thwart their efforts. And then maybe so there's another looming threat, but so good. Question 7 is, oops, I accidentally got decaf. Disgusting. Name a book you were expecting a little bit more of. I think The Princess Knight by Kate Jacobs. I feel like I had really high hopes for that book, and I thought it was going to be something that was like 100% something I was going to love. I thought it's going to be really funny, it's going to be like hilarious, but it's also going to have a deeper danger element and adventure element. And I thought it's going to just really lean into that like Legally Blonde thing that it's trying to do. Because the whole point is that the princess goes into the Royal Academy to become a knight, to impress this prince that like jilted her. And I thought it would just really lean into that Legally Blonde aspect and be really funny, while also like her proving them wrong and just stuff like that. But it was more of, it wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be. And I was expecting it to be really leaning into those themes, but it kind of just turned into a fantasy book that was fine, but didn't really blow me away and wasn't super groundbreaking either. So I just feel like I was expecting a little bit more from that book than what it gave me, and I just kind of left a tiny bit disappointed. Question 8 is The Perfect Blend. Name a book or series that was both bitter and sweet, but ultimately satisfying. First one that came to mind when I read that prompt was The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. I have talked about this kind of in recent videos because Lynette Noni came out with a new book, Shadow Reaper, and so I've kind of been revisiting Lynette Noni in my brain. But I loved this trilogy. It's really, really good. There are parts of it that take you by surprise. There are parts of it that are really tense. There are parts of it where you are heartbroken. There are parts of it where the betrayal just like stabs you in the heart. There are parts that are just so uplifting and heartwarming, and you want to cheer for the characters. Like, it's just got the best of both worlds. It's both bitter and sweet, but the ending is ultimately satisfying. Like, as the story wraps up, you are happy with how everything plays out. Or it played out how it should, I guess. It feels complete. It doesn't feel like there was a lot of things missing, or that it didn't go a certain way that you wanted it to, or like expected it to. I don't know. Sometimes I think it's really hard to wrap up a book. I think it's really hard to wrap up a series and close out a story in a way that's satisfying, in a way that makes sense for the characters, in a way that's not everything's happy and no one got hurt, or everyone survived, or no one survived. You know, like, it's really hard to strike that balance, and I feel like this author did this with this trilogy. It's bitter, sweet, satisfying. I really, really like it. It's one of the ones that I forget about, and I come back to it every so often and think, that was such a good trilogy. And I probably didn't even know at the time how good it was. Like, comparatively to other things that I've read that were, like, kind of disappointing, or kind of, I don't know how I felt about it, but, like, this one was just so good. Those are all the questions for this book tag. It was very fun. I'm glad that I found it. I will go ahead and tag Jess from Honest Fiction in case she wants to do this. We kind of like bonded a little bit on book tags and that she enjoys them. So if you want to do it, go for it. But I just kind of found this from somebody that did it 10 years ago, and I thought it was fun. If you want to leave your answers below to this tag, I would love to read them. But as for now, that is it for today's video. Please like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next time. Stay safe and caffeinated. Bye.